Hi, I'm James from Mint Content.
And I'm Amy from Mint Content, and today we are going to talk about the difference between creative agencies and content agencies. Because when people are looking to hire creative agencies and content agencies, usually they're looking to solve the same problems. And that's, they want to position their brand better, they want to get their message heard, attract more customers. But the thing is that the outcomes that you get and the deliverables that you get when you're working with a creative agency compared to a content agency are really different, and if you're not clear about what you need and your expectations, choosing the wrong one can lead to disappointment. And the main difference is, from our perspective at least, is that creative agencies focus more on style and content agencies focus more on substance. Over to you, James.
Okay, so with style over substance, both are necessary when you're creating a brand. However, creative agencies tend to focus on producing the strategic documents like marketing plans, comms plans, things like that, reskinning logos, creating taglines, and maybe updating website. So those things are important, but they're not usually focused on the creation of content. So creative agencies develop the stuff that looks really good, but if you want substance, a content marketing agency or a content production agency is what you should be looking for. So in terms of the types of content that can help you, you really need to focus on the types of problems that your customers are having in your industry, and creating the artifacts and videos and blog posts and white papers that will help your customers do their job. So over to Amy now to talk more about content agencies and how they're different.
Okay, so when you work with a creative agency, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to produce any content for you. So they might write you like some nice homepage website copy and your about page, and they might do your fancy brochure. So when we're talking about, I guess, the difference between creative agencies and content agencies, the difference is that the creative agency will write you content because it would be dumb to have a brochure with no words or a website with no words, but it's not their focus. The style part is much more important.
That's right.
Whereas when you are a content agency, like, the words are all you've got. And the words are what you really focus on, and you take kind of a different approach to brand storytelling and engaging with your audience, because you really want to connect with people on an emotional level over time through a whole bunch of different types of interactions. And so, whereas a creative agency, you might visit a fancy website and you think, wow, this looks fantastic. This is great. They must be so great at what they do. But then you close out of it and you never really think about it ever again. Whereas a content writing agency will focus more on, so you visit their website, there's a fantastic resource that you want to download, you read the white paper, you subscribe to their mailing list, you get useful updates, you go to their blog, there's a lot of discussion about how they can solve problems for you.
Yes. And that allows you to get inside the mind of your customer over time. As we were saying, you can influence your customer base and get them to use your products or services if you are creating that terrific content that actually helps them solve business problems in real life.
And it's a longer game as well. We sometimes talk to our clients who have just finished dealing with a creative agency, and they've got this fancy marketing material. It looks great, but 6 months later, nothing in their business has changed. And it does take a while to see a return on both of these types of things, but when you've dropped $20,000 and all you have really to show for it is a logo on a website, it can be disappointing if you're expecting something else, and maybe something that a content agency could have produced for you as well. That high value content that's delivered over a long period of time to build those relationships and help build your brand organically and authentically in a way that's really difficult just to do with slick design.
Correct.
And what's important, I think, too, is that if you visit someone's website and it looks, pretty basic, people can forgive it if the content is good. But if you visit a very well-designed website and they've got spelling mistakes and it's written terribly, people, it's harder to forgive.
That's right. It's harder to forgive, and a slick website, the slickest website in the world, if it doesn't have content that it can actually resonate and help a customer or an audience, no one really cares at the end of the day. So content becomes the substance. Ideally, you have both style and substance, but most businesses, most companies really should be focusing on substance.
And that's the thing too, like when you are picking up the phone and deciding whether you want to call a creative agency or a content agency, I think the best thing that you can do is think about which one of these that you need. So if your brand is just tired and it just needs a refresh, and you've got heaps of great content that seems to be working for you, probably call a creative agency. But if you're kind of lacking in the content department and your brand isn't working as hard as you think it maybe could, and you want to reach a bigger audience.
That's right. And you know the direction of your brand already.
Yes.
So if you already know what your business is about, you'll accomplish a lot of what you need to accomplish with content and substance rather than a rebrand or a reskinning or more creative input. If you've already got if you've already developed a business philosophy that can sustain a brand and sustain a business, go towards content, go towards substance.
Absolutely. And so, it's important. You need both, but you need to be very clear about what you're actually going to achieve by working with one type of agency compared to another.
Indeed. All right, that probably wraps it up. So thanks for watching. I'm James, this is Amy, we're Mint Content.